We are even aware that there is a group that arrives tonight that is privately funded. Over the weekend, the cohort 4 and 5, we're expecting over 30 to come in. And then as Waziri said, this is something that we expect will continue we will continue to do it this way. We are, of course, exploring opportunities to do larger scale evacuations, but as Waziri said, it is extremely expensive and the options now are limited. It is not what it was in August when we started the evacuation. Only one airline is flying and it's extremely expensive to move people, but these are the limitations we are working through.
We are expecting a 4th and 5th batch of Kenyans to be evacuated from Lebanon to arrive in Kenya this weekend. This evacuation process, ladies and gentlemen, has proven to be slow and cumbersome due to stringent clearance requirements from the Lebanese authorities and limited flight options, with only one airline currently operating flights into Beirut. So basically, the airspace is not safe in that area, and therefore the options are very limited. And when we talk of a 4th and 5th batch, it depends on how many seats we are able to get at any one time for them to come. So it may be in lots of 10, in lots of 20, perhaps up to 30 if we are lucky. Remember, we are competing also with other nations that are also undertaking a similar exercise for their nationals in that area. So it's going to be likely a long drawn out undertaking. I also wish to assure you that the government of Kenya shall remain closely appraised of the development in the Middle East and is committed to protecting citizens across the world. And finally, just to reiterate that there is a committee here which is seized with this matter so that we are monitoring on a regular basis. The Treasury has committed to support through an initial 100 million Kenya shillings to assist in this exercise. We are also trying to look at other means that could be deployed. It's a very expensive undertaking, risky. When you talk of some of the people in aviation or in shipping, they tell you that it's now very expensive because the marine insurance or the air cover insurance to allow them to go into these areas is very prohibitive. So it's a fairly complex situation. But I just want to say that we will do our best within our means to continue giving support to our Kenyans, and hopefully we shall not suffer any casualties. The government of Kenya is expediting the evacuation of Kenyans from Lebanon, which, as you all know, is experiencing an unprecedented humanitarian crisis due to the escalating conflict in the region. This follows months of sustained calls to Kenyans in Lebanon to voluntarily register themselves if they wish to be evacuated. I am emphasizing this because we sent out an appeal severally for them to be registered, but Kenyans can be very interesting. They were not forthcoming. I think they were hoping to wait it out so that on the assumption that the situation would subside and they would continue to be there. So we initially registered a very low level of registration of Kenyans in Lebanon, and we estimate that there are about 26,000. However, following the escalation, the government now has received a registration of 7,119 Kenyans who have now come forward to register so that they can be assisted in one way or the other to get back home. It's possible, and we believe that we may see more.